You know that constant scratching your cat or dog is doing? Well, it's likely the work of one of the most successful parasites on Earth, Ctenocephalides felis, the common cat flea. But trust me, this tiny insect is so much more than just an itch. It's a highly evolved survivor with a complex life, a global reach, and yeah, the ability to transmit some pretty serious diseases. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden world of the cat flea. It's way more complex and, frankly, more dangerous than you probably think. So here's the plan. First, we'll get a proper introduction to Ctenocephalides felis. Then, we'll expose what I call the flea iceberg, and believe me, it's shocking. We'll look at why it's a global threat and zoom in on some specific local problems. After that, we'll explore the modern science being used to fight back. And finally, we'll look ahead and ask what the future holds for this amazingly resilient pest.
All right, let's start at square one. Who exactly is this parasite? To really get a handle on its success, you have to understand how it's built and where it fits in the grand scheme of the animal kingdom.
Okay, look at this. This is not your average bug. It's a wingless insect, and its body is flattened from side to side, a brilliant evolutionary trick that lets it slice through a dense forest of fur. And you see those big spiky spines? Those are called combs, and they basically act like Velcro, locking it onto its host. It's a creature that's been perfectly engineered for one job and one job only: feeding on blood.
And right now, let's just bust the biggest myth out there. The name cat flea is super misleading. Sure, it might prefer cats, but Ctenocephalides felis is what you'd call an equal opportunity parasite. It is perfectly happy infesting dogs, rabbits, foxes, and yeah, if its favorite ride isn't around, it will absolutely bite humans.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. We are not talking about a simple germ or a virus. This is a complex animal. The scientific term is ectoparasitic metazoan. I know, it's a mouthful, but it just means it's an external, parasitic, multicellular animal, a totally different ballgame from a single-celled organism.
And this chart here, this is basically its evolutionary address. It's an animal, an arthropod, all the way down to the order Siphonoptera. That's the official club for fleas. And that genus name, Ctenocephalides, it actually comes from the Greek for comb and head. A direct shout out to those spiky combs we just saw. Pretty cool, right? Okay, this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the single most misunderstood part of a flea problem. This is the real reason they are so incredibly hard to get rid of. It is all about what you can't see.
Come on, we've all asked this question. You part your dog's fur, you find one, maybe two fleas, and you think, okay, not great, but I can handle this. The truth, though, is a whole lot more alarming.
The flea's life cycle is just a masterclass in survival. A single female can lay up to 50 eggs a day. They aren't sticky, so they just roll right off your pet, turning your entire home into a flea nursery. The larvae that hatch hate the light, so they wiggle deep into your carpets, your couch, anywhere dark. But the real secret weapon? The pupa. Inside this tiny, almost indestructible cocoon, a fully formed flea can just wait for nearly a year, sensing the vibrations and heat from you or your pet walking by before it launches its attack.
And here it is. This is the shocking part. The adult fleas you actually see on your pet, that is only 5%, of the total infestation. The other 95% is a hidden army of eggs, larvae, and super resilient pupae just waiting in your environment. This is why you can't just treat the pet. You are literally fighting a war inside your own house.
So, as you can imagine, this is way bigger than just one household. The cat flea is a global pest, and its success has some major public health consequences. And what's interesting is how global trends are creating some really unique local challenges, like what we're seeing in the Netherlands.
Just look at these numbers. Fleas are a huge problem all across Europe. And while you'd expect high rates in warmer places like Spain, they also do just fine in cooler countries like the UK and Germany. Why? Well, our centrally heated homes create the perfect, stable, year-round breeding paradise for them.
Now, in the Netherlands, this global issue gets a local twist. The Dutch climate is already pretty good for indoor flea development, but a huge factor now is the increase in people adopting rescue pets from Southern Europe. And while that's a fantastic thing to do, it can unintentionally create a pipeline for new parasite strains and flea-borne diseases to enter the country. It's gotten so significant that veterinary groups like ESCCAP now say a pet's travel history is a critical piece of the puzzle.
And this is where things get really serious. The bite itself is just the start. Fleas are vectors. Basically, they're tiny taxis for a whole bunch of nasty pathogens. They can transmit the bacteria for cat scratch disease from one cat to another, which can then infect people. They carry rickettsial diseases. Oh, and they're also a necessary step in the life cycle of the common tapeworm, which infects pets, and sometimes kids, who accidentally swallow an infected flea.
So we've laid out the problem, we understand the scale of the threat, but the good news is science has developed a really impressive arsenal to fight back. So let's take a look at the tools of modern flea warfare.
Diagnosis can start really simple. You can use a fine-tooth flea comb to catch adult fleas and what's called flea dirt, which is really just flea feces. A neat trick is to put that debris on a wet paper towel. If it smears out reddish-brown, that's digested blood, and bingo, you've got fleas. But for the deep dive, labs use advanced tech like PCR to find pathogen DNA and serology to check the pet's blood for an immune response, which is crucial for diagnosing really bad allergic reactions. When it comes to treatment, the strategy is a two-pronged attack. The international gold standard uses fast-acting drugs called adulticides to kill the adult fleas quickly, combined with something called insect growth regulators, or IGRs, which basically act like flea birth control, stopping eggs from ever hatching. The Dutch approach uses these same standards, but adds really important local advice, like strict warnings about using older products containing permethrin on or even near cats, because it can be extremely toxic to them.
All right, for our final section, let's look ahead. This ancient parasite isn't standing still. It's adapting to our modern world, and the challenges it poses are evolving right along with our climate and our lifestyles.
This is a really big deal. As the planet gets warmer, it creates longer breeding seasons and expands the territory where fleas can comfortably live. What this means is that diseases they carry, which used to be mostly stuck in warmer Mediterranean areas, are likely to become more and more common in Northern Europe, including the Netherlands. That's a whole new level of risk for both animals and people. This quote really says it all. It is the bottom line. You simply cannot win the war against fleas by only focusing on that 5% you see on your pet. Victory requires a constant, year-round strategy that combines modern vet medicine for the animal with serious cleaning, vacuuming, washing bedding, to attack that hidden 95% in your home. And that really leaves us with a final and pretty critical question. The cat flea is a case study in resilience. As our world changes, it forces us to ask, are our public health and veterinary strategies ready for the parasites that are changing and expanding right alongside us? And just so you know, all the information we talked about today was compiled using a Gemini deep search. If you want to go down the rabbit hole yourself, you can find a complete list of all the sources and scientific papers we used in the Notebook LM document linked down in the description. If you found this deep dive into the hidden world of the cat flea useful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. And we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know what complex topic you want us to break down next. Thanks for watching.